You can never be a victim if you're an alchemist. Now, before we get into the topic, let me introduce myself. My name is Jaden. I'm a mystic, I'm a philosopher, I'm a polymath, I'm a healer. It's my mission to help as many artists as possible live their most free and authentic lives by helping them understand who they truly are and helping them express who they truly are. That's why I'm so passionate about bridging the worlds of art, philosophy, mysticism, and relationships. So if that mission resonates with you, I'd appreciate if you drop a sub, join our movement here on YouTube. If you're ready to take your journey to the next level, come join our Masters of Alchemy program over on School. First link description. You can never be a victim if you're an alchemist. Let me tell you my story. So it's November 2022. It's probably like 10 p.m. I just got back in my dorm room from smoking with this girl that I'd been talking to / fucking for the past few weeks, and like a couple of her friends. I kind of wanted to just go to bed. I think it was actually later. I think it was probably like 11 p.m. Yeah. I get back in my dorm room and I wanted to go to bed, but my girl, she hits me up and she's like, "Oh, I want you to come to the dorm and like come see me, right? And like come chill with us." Basically, the girl I was messing with, we're gonna call her Jessica, okay? Jessica commuted to my college, right? Jessica's best friend lived on campus, and so Jessica and her friends would go and basically all of her friends besides her best friends all commuted, and so they would have like study sessions at her best friend's dorm room, right? And all of like the dorm rooms have like study halls, and so they were basically, after we finished smoking, they went to the study hall so they could study. And so she wants me to come and just be there while they're studying. And she knows damn well I'm not gonna study, and I'm just gonna distract her from studying. So I'm trying to figure out why she wants me there, but I guess she just wants me there. So I'm in my head, I'm like, man, honestly, I kind of just want to go to bed. But she's telling me she wants me to come, right? So I'm like, all right, you know what? I'll pull up. You know what I mean? I got you, mama. So I pull up there, right? And it's me, Jessica, and then her two friends. One of them that lives there, right? And then one of them that doesn't. The one that doesn't live there, she eventually leaves after like an hour. She goes back home. Jessica was gonna stay over at the other friends, like in the friend's dorm room, right? And so it's probably like 12-ish, 1-ish at this point. They'd order some food, right? They got some like McDonald's, they were hungry. Cool. We were chopping it up. They were studying. I was just there talking. Eventually, it gets to like 2 a.m. And the friend, she gets a phone call, like a FaceTime call. And so she leaves and she goes to her dorm room. And so it's just me and Jessica. I'm looking at her, she's looking at me. She's looking good, I'm looking good. I'm like, yo, come sit on my lap. So she does. And we just start going at it, right? We just start kissing right there. And we're like, shit is real, right? She's like grinding on top of me, right, as we're kissing. And so I'm like, yo, I could fuck you right now. And she says, I could let you fuck me right now. And I was like, oh shit, word? She said, turn off the lights. I was like, oh shit, word? You feel me? I'm like, oh shit. So I go to turn off the lights and lock the door. Problem is, the door don't got a lock. I tell her, I'm like, yo, the door doesn't have a lock. But she's like, oh shit, what? So I'm like, hold on, I got you. Put a chair under that bitch, right? And I show her, like, you can't open it. And she's like, all right, bet. And so we're in the corner of the room, right? Pull my pants down. She gets on her knees. She starts sucking me off, right? Sucking me off for like 2 minutes. And then tell her to stand up. She puts her hands like up against the wall. I pull her pants down. Boom. Start hitting that shit from the back. Fucking the shit out of her, bro. Bro, I kid you not. I was fucking her for like 3 minutes. And then I swear to God, bro, someone tried to open the fucking door. Shit was like, doo-doo-doo-doo. I was like, oh shit, right? I kid you not. I like pulled that shit out. Like pulled my pants up so fucking quick, bro. Oh shit. Luckily, they couldn't actually get into the room because the door was there, right? So after like 10, 20 seconds, I forgot to mention this. There were like people, so like in like the dorm rooms, or like on the floors, basically, when you get off the elevator, there would be like this common area, and then like the study rooms kind of like branched off the common areas, and then there would be hallways that the dorms would be in, right? And so there were people in the common area at like 2 a.m. right? It was fucking jumping. It was probably like 4 or 5 people in there. And so like we were thinking, like, oh shit, is one of those people trying to get in? Is Mahek trying to get back in, right? And so we were like, just pause for like 20, 30 seconds, but then nothing was happening. And so I was like, oh no, it's over. I'm not finished, right? Pull my pants back down, I'm back in that shit, you feel me? Clapping that shit for another like 3-5 minutes probably. And then until I'm like, oh yeah, I'm about to come, like, I pull out, tell her like, get on her knees, bust in her mouth, you feel me? She was a swallower too. Oh man. So, that was the story of me having sex in a study room, right? And after, right, we were kind of just like there with each other, and I was looking into her eyes, and I said, I'm like, you're like my dream girl. And she was like, oh yeah, why? Now, immediately in my mind, I wanted to say, because I just fucked the shit out of you in a study room. But I thought that might make her feel like a slut. Now, granted, she liked feeling like my slut, so I think I should have said that. But I ended up being like, oh, you know, I can't think of it right now. I'll tell you later. And I ended up, like, texting her some shit about it, like, later. About all the reasons, like, I liked her or some shit. Fast forward 2 months, on the day actually, because this was November 17th. I know because it was actually like one of my boys from Jersey. That's actually his birthday. Fast forward 2 months, January 17th. Now at this point, Jessica and I, we decided we were just going to be friends. I wanted to be with her, but she didn't want to be in a relationship. She thought like she couldn't really handle it. And so she just wanted to be cool. Like she just wanted to be friends, right? So I'm like, all right, charge to the game. On this day, I'm in my dorm room. I'm like chilling, I'm probably like playing some video games in my chair. She texts me and she's like, yeah, Jaden, I got a boyfriend. So like, I'm not gonna be coming around like smoking with you anymore. I'm not gonna hang out anymore. It's a wrap for you, right? And so, man, the moment I read that text, like that shit sent me to the pits of hell. At this point, I was already super insecure. I like to say that I dated the same girl for 5 years, but it was 15 different girls. Jessica was number 15. And it wasn't until her that I was actually able to go within and realize like, oh shit. All of these relationships that I've had that have been horrible, right? It's not like they were like crazy or like abusive or anything. I was just down bad and just like too emotionally attached to them. Because I was lacking and I thought I was a piece of shit. I didn't like myself or love myself for that matter. And so because of that, I was looking to these relationships with women to fulfill me, to give me something I didn't have. And because I was a lacking, purposeless pleasure goblin looking for a woman to give me something I didn't already have, she was out the dope. And then she went and fucked the bad boy who didn't need those things from her. Charge it to the game. Yeah, see, after, I think it was like a week, I didn't unfollow her on Instagram. I should have. She posted on her story, she was like in the car with some guy, and like he had like his hand on her thigh. I was like, oh yeah. She went and fucked the bad boy. Like, she just, it wasn't that she didn't want to be in a relationship. It's that she didn't want to be in one with me. Because the crazy part is, after that dude, she actually got in a relationship with a guy after like a month or two after that. So I was like, oh, it really wasn't her, it was me. Right? It was me. And for so long, I stayed trapped in this like, oh, I'm a piece of shit, oh, I suck, oh, I'm not worth anything. And I kid you not, I just lived in this like cycle of escapism where I would just wake up, I'd get high, I'd fap, I'd binge alcohol, I'd fucking binge food, I'd play a fuck ton of video games, I'd fuck this girl, I'd fuck that one, I'd fuck that one, I'd binge more food, I'd get high again, I'd do anything. Like literally my entire life for the second semester was just escapism. I never went to class. Honestly, I didn't really go to class after the first semester. After like 3 months into the first semester, I stopped going to class. I wanted to start going to class second semester, but then I gave up on myself because I thought I was a piece of shit. I was trapped in this mindset of like, why does this keep happening to me? Why do all these girls just keep hurting me? Like, why do I keep getting in this situation? Why is this happening to me? Woe is fucking me. I was a victim. And because I was a victim, because I was staying trapped in victimhood, I couldn't escape that paradigm. See, it wasn't until 10 months later, October of 2023, when I found an Iman Ghazi video about heartbreak, when my mindset finally shifted. Iman had told his story about his first girlfriend and about how when he was like 14, 15, maybe 13, he had to break up with his first girlfriend, his first love, because she was moving away. And it was so tragic and it was so grueling and heartbreaking. And it just sent him on this path of like hardcore like self-improvement, grinding, business. And he said like without that heartbreak, it wouldn't have catalyzed him into his business success, his YouTube success, his self-improvement success. That was what made him start going hard. And when I heard Iman say that, I was like, holy shit, bro. That's exactly what happened to me. See, in July of 2023, I left my home state of New Jersey because I was fucking sick of being depressed and not doing something with my life. I wanted to change. I wanted to finally start making YouTube videos again. I wanted to finally start helping people with their mental health. Unfortunately, my mental health was too fucked, so I knew I had to start there. But I knew I wasn't really going to do that in New Jersey. And so I left. I moved down to Georgia with my dad. I started obsessing myself with like educational content on mindset, on mental health, on business, productivity. Even like some intro spirituality stuff. I started to journal and meditate, and I had this like 100, like 2-month streak of doing push-ups every single day where I worked up from 10 push-ups to like 120, right? And it's like late October where I find this Iman video after I've done all of this like progress. I've made this progress in the last 3 months, July, August, September, October. And I'm like, holy shit, dude. I wouldn't be here right now making this progress. Feeling like I'm actually improving, like I'm actually doing things, like I'm actually making moves. I wouldn't be here right now if Jessica didn't break my little ass. If Jessica didn't send my ass to the pits of hell. If I wasn't so emotionally attached to that girl and then had everything taken away from me to where I felt like I was literally nothing. Where I felt like I was so low, the only way I could go was back up. If that never happened, I wouldn't have gotten to this place. That was the first moment where I started believing it didn't happen to me. It happened for me. Here's the mindset I want you to carry when it comes to shedding your victimhood. Everything is for you. Now, let me say this. I am not trying to gaslight you. I am not trying to victim blame or victim shame you. You have been victimized. This is true. This is your experience. However, up to this point, you've been allowing that experience to define you, to shape your identity. I need that to change. Here's the key difference between victims and alchemists or creators. Victim consciousness versus creator consciousness. Victim consciousness is an experience happens to me and then it defines who I am. Creator consciousness is An experience happens for me, and I define what it means to me. It wasn't until I decided that Jessica breaking my heart was the greatest thing that ever happened to me. It wasn't until then that I really released it. I'm not gonna lie, it took me like a year to do that, bro. Like, I started releasing it in October of 2023. I started doing a lot more work in November 2023 when I went through the Way of the Superior Man first couple times. But it wasn't really until like November, December of last year. Even honestly, there are still some things I've released in the first quarter of this year, right? That I finally was at this point where I was like, I have nothing but gratitude for this girl. And so like on my 21st birthday, I swear to God, like December 30th, 2024, I poured myself a shot for Jessica because I was so grateful for, one, all of the beautiful moments we had. Like, shit, I told you guys that story. That's a great story. I had a lot of other beautiful moments with Jessica like that. Jessica's a beautiful girl. She's amazing. And I love my times with her. I love the beautiful moments. But I was judging the hard moments. It was only once I was able to accept these difficult experiences that also came with it that I was finally able to shed that victimhood. Now here's the thing, guys. It took a lot of time to actually learn that. Why? I had to expand my awareness to actually be able to perceive the lessons that those experiences were trying to teach me. I didn't know that I was a emasculated, purposeless, pussy-ass pleasure goblin 2 years ago. I didn't actually realize that, or 2.5 years ago when I was messing with Jessica. But women have an intuitive understanding of these things. And so if women, they may, like you may initially attract them, but over time you're gonna get tested and you're gonna fail their tests, and she's gonna realize that you're not actually purposeful, you don't have anything going on, she's the only thing going on in your life, she's the only girl you got. It's like, she is like your source of fun and fulfillment, you don't have anything else in your life. Women don't want to be your world. They want to join the world you already have. You see what I'm saying? And so because I was emasculated, I wasn't in my masculine, I was bringing the feminine energy to the relationship, even though that was the woman's job, right? I was doing that. I had no purpose, I had no direction of my own, and so because I was purposeless, I was chasing pleasure. If you're not chasing purpose, you only have one other option, guys, to chase pleasure. And women hate pleasure goblins. You may be able to fuck once, twice, few times, but eventually she's gonna realize that you're attached to lust. You're attached to the body, you're attached to her sex. And then she's out. When a woman feels like you need her, you're fucked, buddy. Do you understand me? There were so many lessons that I just didn't actually know. There were so many things about how I operated in that relationship that I didn't know was wrong until 6 months later, a year later, a year and a half later, 2 years later. I just didn't know. But now I do know. And so because I know now, because I have that awareness now, I'm able to look back and see, oh wow, this is the lesson that that negative experience was teaching me. And once I can find the lesson, I can find the beauty in that negative experience, I've alchemized it into a positive experience. I've turned that negative experience into awareness, into consciousness. I've turned it into wisdom. Here's the thing, guys. Your relationships give you love through the beautiful and positive experiences, and they give you wisdom through the negative experiences. But you only get the wisdom if you're willing to look at the negative experiences and ask yourself, what can I learn from this? If you're not willing to face that pain, you're just going to keep having that, like that trauma, that unhealed part of yourself. You're going to keep repressing that. It's just going to keep being damaged. You're going to keep attracting damaged people that are just like you. Right? In the last year, all the women I've dated have been so fucking cool, bro. Holy shit, dude. Holy shit. Like, of course they're all still healing and working on themselves. Of course, this journey is never ending. But I kid you not, bro. Every single woman I've dated over the last year has been on like a conscious healing journey. Why? Because that's what I'm doing. Those are the only girls I'm actually like really attracted to, right? There's this I got a friend, her name is Sada, and she has this friend that she actually lives with. Her and her friend are basically like international students. They go to like this college nearby, and they live in my community. And I met Sada like a few months ago here at the park, and I met her friend a few weeks ago. They wanted to go to the pool, and we went to the pool again yesterday, and we were talking, and like her friend name is Sia. Sia is Hindu. And we were talking, and like she's like super conscious, right? And that shit was like turning me on, bro. Like, I kid you not. A woman's like level of awareness is what gets me turned on, bro. Like the openness of her heart and her mind. Ooh, that shit gets me horny. LOL. And so it's like, bro, I've done this work over the last 2 years to get to that place. And so the women I attract now are like me. Any women that isn't like that, I'm not interested in. You know what I mean? I need you to get to that same place. But this takes work. This takes time. This takes willingness. This takes stepping into your creatorhood. Here's the thing, guys. Like, you're not going to know exactly why you have these negative experiences right now. All you can know is that they are there to teach you something. Because yes, it happened to you. Yes, I'm not telling you to deny your victimhood. Accept it. But also accept your creatorhood. Accept that it happened to you and it happened for you. I need you to hold the polarity, this duality. Victims say, oh, it happened to me, woe is me, oh well. Fuck that. That's whack. I need you to be an alchemist. Alchemists bring opposites into union. What is the opposite of victimhood? Creatorhood. This happened for me, for my growth, for my evolution, for my expansion of wisdom, for my expansion of love. When you can have that opposite perspective as well, and you can hold both. Yes, this happened to me, and I'm not going to deny that I was victimized. I'm not going to deny my experience. But I'm not going to allow my experience to define me. I am going to define my experience. That is creatorhood. And when you can step into that, that's when your life is going to change. You're stepping above duality, right? If you're in victimhood, you only have one half of the equation. Once you bring creatorhood into the mix, now you've transcended duality. You've brought the two into one. Now you're an alchemist. If you're an alchemist, you can never be victimized. Your previous victimizations, well, you understand that yes, those happened to me and I accept those. And you recognize that even if I don't understand the lesson yet, I know that God is guiding me towards that way of understanding it in the future. Awesome. But being an alchemist also prevents you from ever really feeling like anything is just happening to me. Because now you just feel like everything is happening for me, right? Before you adopted the alchemist paradigm, you could be a victim. After you adopt the alchemist paradigm, it's not really possible to identify as a victim. Yes, you may still be victimized. Yes, you may still feel like a victim at times. Yes, you may feel like reality just fucked the shit out of me and I had nothing to do with it. It'd be like that. But you hold this other perspective of God is guiding me towards my highest evolution. This is for me. There is a fat ass spider on my water bottle right now. That shit just tripped me out. You see this? Get the fuck out of here. Watch out. Yo. Bro's wildin'. That was funny. Like I said, if you hold that opposite perspective, even if things happen to you, you know that they're for you. They're for your spiritual evolution, for your personal development, your self-mastery, for your contribution to your purpose. It's for your evolution. Isn't that beautiful? Like I said earlier, my name is Jaden. I'm a mystic, I'm a philosopher, I'm a polymath, I'm a healer. It's my mission to help as many artists as possible live their most free and authentic lives by helping them understand who they truly are, helping them express who they truly are. If that mission resonates with you, I'd appreciate if you drop a sub, join our movement here on YouTube. When you're ready to take your journey to the next level, come join our program, Masters of Alchemy, over on School. If you'd like to talk to me one-to-one, get some personalized advice or some one-to-one action steps, you can come book a paid consultation with me by filling out a form. And you can also follow me on Instagram to follow my art, follow some other insights I drop there. And also you can reach out to me, get some personal advice with me, ask me questions. All those links are in the description, all right? Do it today, be better for it tomorrow. Stay devoted, stay inspired.